So, Terry, just to make sure I've got this right, Leo Messi scored 50 goals per calendar year in 9 of the last 10 years.
Yeah, and it was the one year he didn't, was it 45 in 47 games? Scandalously bad.
That is rubbish. That's a
really,
terrible...
His levels really dropped. I mean, it is hard to believe. And I think that's one thing we've always underestimated about Messi and Ronaldo. It's the durability. It's not just the goals they score. It's the amount of games they've played in that decade to get to the levels where we expect Messi to score a goal every game. She's doing it again this season. And it's normal for Messi. I promise you, it's totally nothing resembling normal for any other player in world football. And he's not even a striker.
Exactly. He's not even a striker. 58 goals on average per calendar year, every single year of the last decade.
It is outrageous, and as you say, he's also the best dribbler in the world and the best passer in the world, who happens to score 50-odd goals a year. And a goal like this, which for him is perfectly normal, and at the end of the game we go, oh, Messi only got one today. Bit disappointing from him. and I really think we should not stop talking about him, hard as it is, to find new ways of describing him, to find new superlatives for him. We should remind ourselves on a weekly basis how lucky we are to be able to watch him still, for the time that we can still. Hopefully it's still going to be 3, 4, 5 years, because it's unique. We may never in our lifetimes ever see another player like this. So we should appreciate it while we can and not allow it to become normal, even though for him it is normal, because it is, as you say, it is completely abnormal what he does every week. It's astonishing. It's
true, isn't it, Guillaume? All of us here, everyone watching around the world, you know, we're very privileged to be watching this man week in, week out.
Yeah, and you still hear people say, but he didn't win a World Cup. So what? Because the consistency of his performances and results, and the fact that he scored about almost 30 goals in all the finals that he's played, suggests that he can do it anywhere. And if he hasn't been winning a final, it's just by a little margin, because he's been in 2 in the Copa America, he's been in 1 World Cup final, and you don't win a final on your own. But those that say as well, he should go to another league to show his worth, and you think, why? You know, he's actually in a club that wins. He's in a club that have to win titles every season. So the maximum of demand. This is the top elite.
And he's done it in another league. He's done it in the Champions League.
Yeah,
and not even win every year. They're sitting top of the league, Barca. How much criticism have you heard of Barca this season? A ton of it. They're not only expected to win, they're expected to play glorious football. And he, as the centre point of that, is expected to play glorious football, contribute to the team playing in this scintillating manner whilst winning all the time. You're right, there's no let-up in pressure.
But he had to change throughout the years. Had to change his food intake, had to change. Players around him have changed. So it's like being in a different team all the time. And he changed the way he evolved himself. And I don't know how long we've got, but...
well, this could turn into Leo Messi TV, which, by the way, isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, but... whole show on him would be interesting.
Whole channel.
But he started... He was a forward as a kid, but a strange forward that made his goals by dribbling and coming from deep. And every coach that had him had to get rid of the number 9 because he was on the way. Geographically, he was in the middle. So he came to the first team of Barcelona as a professional, and then the idea was, as Rijkaard told me, he's on the wing for now, and he will affect the wing for now, but eventually get into the centre for offensive reasons. Actually, I think that took him to the centre was Pep Guardiola for defensive reasons, because he saw in the Champions League especially that he didn't track back as a winger and left poor Dani Alves on his own. So then it's like, wouldn't it be great if you played more central and you have more of the ball? But in his idea was like, well, I need a winger that can actually defend. And then the number 9, the false 9, everybody knows, starts with the game against Real Madrid, and then it becomes...
The 6-2, right? Or the 2-6.
Yeah, and it becomes a regular occurrence. And I remember talking, this must have been around 2012-13 with his father, and he was saying, I think he's going to end up being a midfielder. This is the guy that was scoring 91 goals that year or the year before, just won like the 4th consecutive Ballon d'Or, etc. It's like a midfielder. But that's what's happening. He's dropped 20 metres deeper, but still getting the same amount of assists and goals that
pretty much the same amount of goals, yeah.
So what we're seeing here is extraordinary, and no other name should be put in the same sentence. Messi, the best, ever.
I wouldn't argue with that, Guillaume Balaguer. Terry, No, you wouldn't argue with that either, and I don't think Andy West would either.
I concur.
Yeah.